For the first time ever, we're seeing things eye to eye, because the world's so goddamn jaded.
Fuck yeah, it is. Hello, I am MJ, and my pronouns are she, her. Welcome to our podcast, A Jaded World. You are listening to us do our shit.
Yeah, we're doing your shit.
This is
I'm
my co-star and partner in... I hate that phrase. I'm not going to say it.
You don't want
My
to say
partner.
not
In
in what in
my partner in all the beautiful life's journeys that we have.
Crimea. I've never been to Crimea, so who the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so this is...
Who are you talking about?
My partner.
Oh, I'm Peter Teabags, they, them. I like being married to you. We've done it for a few years.
A good few years now. Wow.
Last episode I said the wrong number, and the thing is I never forget, so that was weird.
Yeah, that is weird, but
I wonder if it was the COVID.
Yeah, bum bum bum.
Oh, did I?
You just dropped a bomb, yo.
Yeah.
No.
Stupid COVID. I'm mad.
We're pretty mad about this, honestly. So, our podcast is about jaded things, right? We're healing in this jaded, fucked up world, but honestly, this episode is maybe not so much about the healing and just about the jadedness.
We're going to get into some good stuff later when we talk about...
Yes, and some fun stuff.
We'll talk about entertainment later, too. So just stick around through this, and we'll see how we're making it through this.
But as you can tell, even just talking, like, I'm kind of out of breath, yo.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on a fucking stool today because we have COVID.
Yeah, that sucked. One of our kids got it from school and then...
Well, I mean, we don't know for sure, honestly. We assume it's the school because...
They don't go anywhere else because we haven't gone anywhere for 2 years. And
yeah. We test on Sunday. Monday we get the results, right? Positive.
Ah, goddamn.
And then I think I started developing symptoms. So I have tested negative consistently, but had... And maybe it's just I'm such a fucking empath that I I'll just take on the disease.
Well,
That's stupid.
I guess I'm glad that I didn't have it when I went to the heart place.
That's not stupid.
I had to go do the heart thing.
It's been a whole
it was extra stressful. Had to go get some tests. It was not too bad in out, but there was also
everyone was so kind and helpful. Which is
because
something I want to talk
mail.
about. You know, if we're talking about COVID, we're going to talk about, like, hospitals, right? And
oh, yeah, we've had some different experiences on hospitals, you and I.
Yeah, and I'm just reflecting on how well everything went with, at your heart procedure. It went so well. Everyone was so kind. They were so kind to me. They made sure I was okay. Like, it was a wonderful experience, I would say. And we got good results. Like, to have the doctor come in and...
I'm not a die.
Yeah.
I'm not a die guy.
The doctor was very happy, you know.
Shy Guy's a pretty cool character. Have you ever seen Shy Guy without its face?
I don't
without
know
its
what
mask?
Shy Guy is.
Shy Guy's the weird face thing on Mario.
In a comic? Oh.
Mario. God, I hated when people would call it Mario.
Why?
Why are you calling it Mario? In what world is it Mario?
Clearly Mario.
Super Mario Brothers. They say that's how the nerds say it on Ghostbusters. They say, you want to play Super Mario Brothers? No, nobody wants to play Super Mario Brothers because that doesn't exist. But neither does a major heart problem. So, well, at least dun dun dun. Well, I don't know, something's going on, but.
Yeah, I mean, but that was...
That one thing checked off.
Yes.
Hey, not that. That's a good thing not to be.
And to see the doctor, smiling versus the tone he had on the phone.
Don't have that tone.
That was kind of brutal. That was a rough week.
Maybe it wasn't actually... Maybe the tone wasn't actually related to me. Maybe the doctor had just watched... what was... The Red Wedding. Maybe the doctor had just watched The Red Wedding for the first time and was like, we need you to come in for some tests, I guess.
So I think a cool thing is like that comes of this is you are wearing a heart monitor while you have COVID. Like that's
all the Starks.
Oh my God, get off of
Every
that.
fucking Stark. What
Oh,
how Rob was the hope. Now what we got?
What did we just watch, Robin?
We Eternals. Like we watched Eternals.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, here's the thing.
No, you are getting distracted. This should be an entertainment.
Oh, yeah. Remind us to come back. If you don't, we'll stab you.
Bum bum bum. So heart procedure went well, but I think it's really rad that you're going to be able to give them data on what COVID's doing to a heart.
I'm wearing a heart thing, and I got COVID.
I feel like we have done everything possible to protect others and ourselves. And like I said at the beginning of this, now I'm just mad. Like these birds. Holy shit, that's a bird.
These birds over here are fighting over the food, and they are pissed.
They're so pissed.
So yeah, we had a lot of... I'm going to jump around here. I was angry at the schools. I voiced my opinions. I called and explained my frustrations and what I wished had been done differently and in detail, and I was respectful to the people. And there were times that I felt like I spoke more quickly than I should and may have sounded more aggressive than I intended. So I pulled myself back and I said, hey, I might have done that. And I didn't just say to myself, I acknowledged it. It's like, hey, I might have gotten a little heated there. I'm upset.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to maintain that, like, you know, I'm sorry, but like when someone's consistently smacking you in the face, it gets a little difficult. And
to remember that this person is not the person who's been smacking you in the face.
Right, exactly. And that's difficult. And but I feel like we've done a pretty good job. I'm just using this opportunity to vent. And I know there are other people out there who are just so frustrated. Like, we are doing our very best, and it feels like there are so many out there who don't care. But that's not true. It's just the others are louder. So let's start talking to one another. Let's voice our opinion too, as if we're going off of opinion, I guess. Like, what the fuck? It should be off of, scientific.
My opinion is that we should follow the scientific data.
Right, but I mean, obviously, it's deeper than that for these people, and you're never going to get across, like, change. Like, it has to go down to emotion to get people to change their opinion on things. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this is important enough that we have to draw on their emotion. I mean, people are dying. How many? 5 million deaths, and we're still like,
Wonder if
I don't know if I need to mask up, when masks have literally like saved lives in operation rooms, and there are other places across the world who it's just natural. You wear your mask to protect others and yourself.
So we went to that Roe v. Wade anniversary rally thing, and the dude there that was protesting had a sign that said something about, or no, one of the things he shouted at us was, because we had our children there wearing masks, that it was child abuse to have them wearing masks.
Right.
This is one of the arguments that I've never understood, because
mind you,
if you live somewhere in winter weather, wear a balaclava for your fucking winter, goddamn winter long.
But this person looked my child, who is 9 years old, like square in the eye, looked at me, and then said that as loud as possible, because I was adjusting my child's mask to make sure it was fitted over their nose. And I just look at him like, really? At that point, that's when my child started to cry, because they were aggressive that's what a
bunch of mostly women.
That's what you see,
and
like,
children.
The differences, like, why are you attacking? We were simply there just, and
That
we
was a
weren't even
celebration.
like, Emma's a little bit jaded this week.
And we're all over the place because we got jaded. We're lightheaded. We had a light heart procedure, and it turned out okay. The birds were fighting over here. I got some pictures.
Are you recapping?
I set up pictures.
Are we recapping? What are we at?
I set up my camera.
Oh yeah, those turned out
And on my
cute.
watch, I took some portrait mode photos of the birds eating out of this cup. This one. And guess who I found in here? Lincoln Esquire, the third.
The third? That's the first, I thought. The first of their kind.
Well, that's from Wind Waker, so that's like the 72nd Zelda. Did you know that they're supposedly all
I just keep
connected?
coming up with ideas. So I think this strain is like pretty good for creativity.
Oh, because we're all over the place?
Well, no, I have another idea that I want to do.
So
what were you just talking about?
With COVID, we've had
I
some
want
extra
to
time on our
record-
hands, and we've started to look into had some extra time for creativity.
Yeah,
And
I want to record me playing
learned
games
that.
though. Do y'all remember Periscope?
Periscope, yeah, that's where you met
Actually,
some of.
yeah, one
actually,
of my.
you're still friends with this person
Yeah.
in England.
Literally, it's been like 8 years, and they're still my friend. They're a wonderful photographer, so I might reach out and see if I can tag them in this. Such a sweetheart, and they've been very encouraging of me and my dreams, and I of theirs. So
Follow your dreams. You
Yeah.
can reach your goals. I'm living proof.
that's another thing
Beefcake.
I wanted to talk about. Actually,
Beefcake.
you were kind of started off talking about millennials and things like that. I
Oh,
feel like
I'm
Gen
on.
Xers are the last of their like.
When was I talking about millennials?
When we first started off, let me keep going before I lose
Okay.
it.
So I think that was earlier.
Oh,
Inside. It's cool.
No, we started off
Okay.
with your generation. Oh, Olive. What is it
Oh.
with your generation?
Oh, that hasn't happened yet.
Oh, shit.
Now you spoiled the sound checks.
But it's in the video.
Oh, I tried to do I tried to do a monologue, but I was too high to do it.
Anyway, talking about generations, I feel like Gen Xers are like the last of like, you know what? Once you reach 30, like you should probably just give up on your dreams. Like, come on now, right? And because
True.
I often have. I'm 35. Am I seriously pursuing modeling right now? Like, I have a little bit of that still, but also like, fuck yeah, I am. Like, what the fuck else am I gonna do? It's my life. I want to do that, so I'm gonna fucking do
you
it.
know how many times I've heard Terry Gross talk to somebody who didn't even try until they were older than us?
Who's Terry Gross?
She's the host of Fresh Air on NPR. She's
Honey, sometimes you just say things like I'm supposed to know these people, and then I get like so lost, and I'm like, fuck, is that like one of our friends?
what?
And I forgot their
You
name.
weren't in the truck with me for 12 years while I was driving and listening to nothing but NPR.
Was, because you would come home and tell me what you heard on NPR. So
It's
it's
like, hey,
basically the same, right?
yeah, I got to listen to some really interesting people on NPR and learn very interesting things. I learned that rats will chew through almost anything, and the way they stop them from chewing the mortar and concrete in New York is sometimes they mix glass in with it, because not that the rats will stop or that it'll hurt them or anything.
Right, it will just fucking kill them.
No, that's not why they don't eat it. It just bothers them. They just don't like it. At least that was according to this NPR thing.
I feel like that's some like
it's just a deterrent.
You know, like cats are just like fuck, you know.
To scorpions.
Yeah, just like whatever.
Well, yeah, that's right. Our cat did once fight a scorpion. Tell the story of a cat fighting the scorpion.
So I mean, it just kept stinging Tyrion, like on the nose, and Tyrion would kind of bat its nose, but then just fucking destroyed the scorpion, and it played with it for a good 15-20 minutes. Tyrion played with the scorpion.
What are you gonna do? You don't want it to suffer, but like, I'm not gonna touch a scorpion.
Yeah.
It's a scorpion. I had nightmares about them
Wait,
constantly
you're
as a
saying you
child.
don't want a scorpion to?
No,
Interesting. You don't want any creature to or any.
I don't want creatures torture.
Yeah. That's
well,
it. Yeah, I agree.
Snape
because
maybe.
Fuck Fuck off with that bullshit.
Snape's a piece of shit.
Oh.
Snape is a piece of human,
Let's
of wizard
link
garbage.
To your explanation of Snape, but I'm not on board with it yet.
What? Because you like when adults torture and torment children who have been assigned to their care?
I don't believe that what he did is okay by any means, but I do believe that apologizing and trying to move forward and become a better person and doing the right thing is always going to be a commendable thing to do when you've been a shitty person.
That's true. But
like, that's fucking hard to be like, oh fuck yeah.
I agree. You're right on that.
I've been a shitty human my entire life, and I really thought I was doing the right thing. Like, I'm sorry, but we've had to come to that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have changed opinions on areas that I used to have different opinions on. I genuinely
believed that I was doing the right thing. And, like, even, being at the abortion rally. Are
you still conflicted, right?
I'm very conflicted about it, but it's so much choice. And women are dying. The other side of the argument has no plan for the children that do come into the world, that these parents can't take care of them.
I don't like reducing these things to memes.
Yeah.
But there was one that showed a baby, and it said, "Oh, the exact moment that they stopped caring about a child's life."
Human rights. They're just like, fuck off with that shit. You figure it out, baby.
Hopefully you got why didn't you pick a rich family to be born into?
Yeah. Why did
That's the one.
Why don't you speak to God up in heaven?
Because, I mean...
Anyway. They did. Clearly. It's just so frustrating. They have no other plan in place. And while I would make a decision, like, for my family and myself, like, if I needed to, whatever, we've talked about how our family would handle it.
When you were pregnant, we had the discussion. What
right,
would
but,
we do
if honestly it could happen
but that was
now,
between us,
right? And it could happen now because we're polyam, right? Like,
yeah.
It's something we have to discuss. But my decision is my fucking decision.
Yeah.
And even if, like, we're partners, so we're going to come to these decisions together. But even if you were to be like, no, I fucking do not.
Exactly. Hopefully, because I'm your partner, you would.
Yeah, we would have
take my opinion on such a life-changing
matter. Right? But at the same time, this is a decision that I guarantee these women were not like, fucking yay, I get to go do this today. It was more about, and I think, love. Like, I think that they probably have this moment where they're like, I know. I can't.
If you bring somebody into this right now, this is pretty shit for me right now. If I bring someone into this, it's going to suck. Or, you know what? I had great things ahead of me that would stop.
Yeah.
And that matters too.
That does matter. And that's not to say, like, I don't want this to come out like I wish that I wouldn't have had my children or they've stopped anything from me, because like I said earlier, I'm 35 and I'm going to fucking do what I want to do. Yeah. And everyone should be saying that it is your life. Do it.
And honestly, if it would have sucked if either of us had tried to follow our dreams when we were that young. Because,
we would have been.
My dreams were being a construction worker.
Right. And mine was being a nurse.
And how much have we learned from our kids?
Oh, our kids have taught us so much.
Like, if you're not trying to learn from your kids, you're being a bad parent.
I mean, fair. I truly believe that...
Wendy fucking Bird. She's a bad parent. She is a bad parent. She has that maternal instinct.
We need to dive into that.
But
oh my
she is
God.
a bad parent.
Ugh, the last episode we watched is, like, still giving me chills. We have to talk about that later. But let's wrap up this jadedness we're feeling.
Okay, yeah. So I did everything I was supposed to do to prevent getting the thing, and then I got the thing.
I think we should put it out there, like, how do others move on
from the anger.
Like, because I have reached out to other people who are at that breaking point where they're like, it's 2 fucking years we're going on this and we're still dealing, like...
You could have done this, but you didn't?
Yeah, and yes, exactly. Like, it's just face palm size all the time. And so what do we do? How do we come together? How do we voice up, right? Like, I want to know how other people get through this jadedness, because I'm genuinely struggling with it, and I don't feel like I'm a hateful or rude person. Like, the whole point of this podcast, everything that we want to do, is the healing through the jadedness. And jade is just such a beautiful color and things like that.
A versatile color.
Yeah, there's so many aspects, but I don't believe that I'm actually a jaded person, right? Like, I want to heal and move forward, but in this moment I am,
and hopefully putting this anger, like, letting it release, and like, instead of pretending that we're always happy and everything's always good, sometimes you do have to let things out,
and you do need to ask for help. So I know there are other people out there who care about us. And
they've shown up.
Yeah, they have.
There are a few people who have absolutely shown up, and
it's so nice.
There's always going to be that.
To have that.
What does Mr. Rogers say about find the helpers?
I don't know, but that's beautiful.
He says whenever there's like a bad thing that happens, look for the helpers. There's always people helping.
Right, and we've met beautiful
terrible
helpers,
things happen. Yeah. Terrible things are awful. Avoid them, but there's always going to be something good.
There's always going to be
good
helpers.
People are good.
Yeah. Yes, people are good.
People are good.
Allow people to show up. Yeah, I think that's one thing that I've always struggled with is I do this thing where I'm like, I show up for everyone and then no one shows up for me, but I won't let anyone in. I mean, not to blame it on astrology. Is it astrology? But like, I think that's a typical Scorpio characteristic that it's
Bill Nye wouldn't believe in astrology, but Bill Nye would believe in astronomy.
Because I love both. And so I just like intertwine them.
An affect is caused by an effect.
A typical... Yeah, anyway. I struggle, but I'm working on it, you know. I want to be better at allowing people in and asking for help. So I have reached out to like certain people. You know, I only told one person, literally one person, that I was scared about your heart procedure.
Oh, I got a heart procedure.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I told you.
I was scared the whole darn time.
But I feel like I need to work on that. I need to build up my community, and if you want to be a part of that, let us know. Oh, that is just the sound of all the heart monitors.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, we're getting answers. I guess I've told not a lot, but I've told all the listeners now that I was scared. But that day, I didn't tell anyone in the moment.
It's a lot to go through. And sometimes we internalize things instead of, just...
yeah, I struggled with that.
Well, not just you. It's just in general.
Yeah.
We both, this week, found things to fixate on. And I fixated the first half of the week on the possibility that I could die. I got very, for the first time in my life, like, focused on obsessed with the idea of death. That's not normally me. And then this week I was like, oh shit. And then I instantly went overwork mode, trying to get as many things as I could do.
Gotta take care of everything before I go. Yeah, that really fucked me up, because I was like, they're planning. How fucked is that?
Well, it's like I hadn't set it up,
I know.
So every insecurity,
but this is the thing. Like we should have been discussing this type of thing, but no one tells you, like, as you go into parenthood, anything like adulthood, hey, you know what, you should probably write a will. What do you want people to do with your body, and that's... I want it to, this is a good time. I want my body to be, I want a sky burial. I want you to set my body on a cliff somewhere, right,
and let birds eat me. I'm serious.
So I'm kind of like debating between
so now
birds and tigers.
If people are like, no, you're not going to do that with their body, they're like, no, they were on record. They published this. They edited this podcast to make sure that they left this
the big
in.
Advisory.
Last living well in hopefully not my last, but
Woo!
This is a living well in testament. I want my body to be fed to birds on a cliff somewhere. Hopefully cool birds. Like, although, I mean, if it's a vulture that vomits on me before it bites me,
that'd be pretty cool, too.
That did sound pretty cool.
I like the idea of that, not gonna lie. Diamond me.
I'm gonna go pee, and then we'll come back and talk about Saga and some pop culture.
Oh, you're eating. Do I have to snap you out?
I'm short of breath from eating.
Yeah, same. A pep talk in every drop. I'm gonna pop a cough drop real quick.
From the bottom to the top, here you go.
Those are not even words. Okay, let's dive in.
I'm still eating.
Then why did you start?
You started, so I started.
Oh.
I think it might make it easier for me to line it up.
What do you know?
I think that if I lost one treat forever, the one that would make me the saddest would probably be Nutty Bars. Like, I don't think they're the best, but I think that I would miss them the most. Would those Reese's ones make it? Like, would they fill that hole?
Yeah, I mean, the Reese's ones are better. Way better.
But they don't taste
way
stale like an elementary school lunch.
Like, the chocolate on it is even... I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I just ate a fucking Swiss roll that was waxy as fuck, but... And you love a good...
You ate it weird. You're supposed to unroll it. That's why it's called a Swiss roll. So you need to make it a Swiss flat in order to properly eat it.
The fuck? So you will unroll your cinnamon roll like a fruit by the foot?
I mean, the best part is the middle.
That's eat the not unroll, but that's you still bite it.
Well, it doesn't.
And then bite to the center.
I mean, I use a fork because I don't like being sticky. But I eat the fork out.
That was not the point. Like,
actually, no, I cut it in half. That's true. So I guess my roll theory is...
Your whole Swiss... Yeah.
Out the window.
You get that the fuck out of here.
Why is it there?
You chomp it like...
What, you'd not be in here?
Like a badass. Are we going to read this? Are we going to get into
Brian
this?
K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples wrote a book together. And it's called Saga. And we're going to talk about, as part of our Jaded Book Club, we're going to be talking about Chapter 3. We've already talked about Chapter 1 and 2.
So, you kept yelling, Marco is dead.
Marco's goddamn dead.
Marco's dead, except for, here we are. There's Marco.
I'm going to burp, so let's keep it quiet so I can cut the burp out. I burped just now, so I can cut that burp out.
Okay. Chapter 3.
So, Chapter 3, we left off. Marco was... He was all sorts of dead. And then the ghosts showed up. These ghosts that rip urethras out. Spines through urethras and whatnot.
Here.
So, like...
Actually, one of the best characters. Okay, I love all the characters so much. Okay.
So, Alana's begging for her, for help. Like, oh no, you ghosties. You scare this thing, this monster spider away.
Right.
And... but I need your help. And then we meet this really cool character. What's her name?
Isabel.
Pink one that floats.
Yeah.
So the pink one what floats, she's in half, and she's cool. She's all talking all cool like. She's like, whoa, he's not dead. Relax, chill. So she's kind, and they're like, wait, what? Everybody's been trying to kill us. And then You
You're
guys are
the
supposed to be
first ones,
urethra rippers.
Right. How are you not destroying our...
My urethra is still intact.
That's what Alana's thinking right now.
And
My
the spine
urethra...
has not ripped through it.
No.
So, what are these ghosties? They're gonna help. And, I love this line. She's like, how do you know that he's not dead? Because she feels, she can hear, she's a soldier. She knows when someone's dead.
Right.
And there she is. She says, well, how do you know that he's not dead? Well, because we're fucking ghosts, lady.
How do you not get this? And Alana is just, like, so confused because not only has she, like, not slept, but now her husband is, like, bleeding out. And she was taught that these people are supposed to be so terrifying, but here she is, and they're like, okay, this is a stupid teenager that's really pissing me off, but I'm gonna, like, they're kind? What?
So, we've come to get a little bit of the story of the ghosts. We learned that these ghosts are stuck on this planet, and they're mostly children who are dead because there's been a war that's been being fought
that war
on this planet.
That Hazel talked about? Yeah.
The war between the moon people and Landfall. What's the moon called?
Cleve?
Cleve is where they're born, or where they are now.
Oh. Cleve is where she was born, right.
Landfall and Wreath. We looked it up. We stopped and looked it up. And it's like, oh shit. This war that we've been fighting on all these other planets for as long as anybody can remember has had casualties. And
weird.
Maybe
weird.
And for some reason this planet has ghosts. That
right.
So if the people who are born on this planet die, they are doomed to be on this planet.
Is it all? Or
I don't know if it's all of them.
I don't believe it's all.
After us locals die, we get to live on as spiritual defenders of Cleve. But
oh, right, spiritual
clearly,
defenders.
That's a suck-ass evolutionary plan, since your two armies had no problem wiping our people off the map. Which,
right.
Come the fuck on. But for some reason, these ghosts are helping. Alana's on her, she's desperate, and these ghosts are helping. Maybe it's because they're kids, and kids are cool.
Kids are pretty cool. They usually pull through. Marco starts speaking finally, and so we know that Marco's not dead. Marco tells Alana how he can be healed.
Yeah.
Because we learned Marco has magic, right? So,
what
do you need?
Spell.
Right. So he says there's typically an ingredient that you need for every spell. The last one was a secret. Now it needs to be something different for this spell.
We need snow.
And there's literally no snow anywhere.
Where are they going to get it? Well, good thing they've got these ghosts helping them, but not all the ghosts want to, so there's some infighting. Like, why should we help them? These guys looked like the one who just blew me up.
Right. Literally, I just got blown up by these people. So, why am I...
But for some reason, Isabel, she has a connection here. She senses something is different with these people, and she trusts them, which that's what it takes. You never get to that level unless you trust.
Right.
In order to be proven right, you have to have trusted in the first place. So wouldn't you rather be proven right for something good? Isabel's gonna help find some snow.
For a price, obviously.
And she's like, yeah.
Yeah,
you're
and
gonna
Hazel's
take me off this planet. I want it. This planet sucks. Take me with you.
Right. And Alana doesn't understand what that means. Isabel explains that in order for her to leave the planet, she has to be bonded to someone who is native to the planet. And Alana's just like, yo, I wasn't born here. And
hey, that thing that you're holding?
Isabel's
that abomination that everybody's trying to kill?
Yeah, and Alana is not down for all that.
So as a mother, your husband you just had a baby, your husband's dying.
I would need to know...
dying.
Yeah, I need to know,
everyone's trying to kill your baby, and all of a sudden this ghost that you thought was a horror
bond with the baby.
Now what are you gonna do? But this is also your only hope to get that snow. But we'll play it out. Let's
hop over to
We don't have to make the jump yet.
Prince Robot the Fourth.
Prince Robot the Fourth? What's
he's
he doing?
just interrogating everyone like a motherfucker.
Just
right?
having an investigation.
Because he's like a fucking royal prince.
Why would this landfall soldier run off with... Or how could this landfall soldier be kidnapped by...
Someone from Wreath, like.
But
ew.
Then there's a baby involved.
Yeah, and now there's a ew.
Gross.
Okay, so like Prince Robot is just like fucking mind boggled by this. Plus, he's already fucked up from all the shit he's gone through. We see a bit of Flash there, but
we walk in. There's a soldier, or there's a prisoner being in an interrogation room with a bag over their head, and Prince Robot's pretty dickish as he walks in. He's like, "Can you understand language?"
Right.
Which we're starting to learn that the sophisticated people speak language, and anything else is
below them.
And you have to be worthy to speak language.
Ew. Anyway.
So takes off the mask, and there's a horned a horned being. And what do you know about this woman? Flashes Alana's face on his TV head, and instantly gotta wipe it off because of some spit. So perfect. We get the book. Romance novel that Alana and Marco shared. A Nighttime Smoke.
Ooh.
By D. Oswald Heist.
The cover of the book definitely looks like something I would pick out to read for some dumb reason.
Ooh.
Like, so sexual.
I remember when we were first married, and we didn't watch porn together yet.
No.
But we would spend our Friday nights, and probably Saturday nights, walking around in circles at the Blockbuster until we found something.
I found a sexy cover.
You usually found yours pretty quick because you went to the sexy cover. You didn't look at anything else.
Nope.
I had to find something that I had heard about, that a critic had written something about, or was part of a series. But we always ended up finding pretty quickly some dirty, sexy movies, which we saw some fun ones.
We saw some things.
We stopped watching some midway through.
Yeah, there were a lot. I wonder if we'd still stop them with who we are now. That's interesting.
I think that we have higher standards for what makes a good movie now.
Oh, well, that's true. I just mean, like, before we were probably stopping them for...
Because
we were uncomfortable with the sexual...
It was a little too spicy.
I mean, we see Prince Robot lose it again.
Shit.
And he recently just lost his shit. So
he just almost died in a terrible battle.
He's not in a good place.
Thought he was going home to see his kid, so he's losing his shit.
Right, and he's
losing
just
his TV-headed shit.
Fuck this shit.
If you have a TV head, do your poops look like little antennas when they come out? I don't know why they would, but I hope so.
This guy,
if you have a TV head and your poop looks like antennas, let me know.
All right, we flash back to Alana, and this woman is so badass. She is literally she just gave birth, 2-3 days ago? I don't know how many days it's been.
Supposed to be off your feet for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, that's here on Earth. She's a soldier. Come on. And she has her baby that she's carrying. She also has her dying husband over her shoulders, and they are marching up this fucking hill. And
it's a mountain.
Yes, it's not a hill.
Then we've got a teenage ghost
just being
behind.
so irritating. Do you know
this? This is so stupid. Just let me bond with your stupid kid.
It will be so much easier if you just let me bond with your kid.
No, that's stupid. No,
ugh.
What?
Who are you to just bond? No, I don't. And
we don't bond.
We don't. I love that.
We don't love each other. So Marco's getting worse. Things are getting better or worse, harder.
I love this. We need to talk about this because Isabella's already have this, like you talked about Isabel's straw.
She's connected to these people.
It's weird, right? So basically Hazel's crying and Alana's like, "Come on, like I already fed you. It's okay." And Isabel's like, "Yo, she's not." I guess this is just like she knows this from being a babysitter, right? I mean, I was babysitting kids from the age of 11.
Yeah, you just made a comment how weird it was that our kids didn't grow up around babies.
Like,
but
literally,
I didn't grow up around babies. I think so. I didn't think it was that weird.
It's probably not that
totally
weird, but it's
it.
definitely weird for me because I knew how to change diapers at the age of 11, and like my daughter's just playing with the doll, but she's like, I don't know how to keep the baby's head and still put their clothes on, and I was like, well, you just do it, yeah, by a leg.
Well, you put your hand in the leg of the pant of the.
That is very helpful.
You
pull the foot through with,
and then you just.
Well, not hanging it upside down, but
I mean,
the actual.
Don't shake it though. And then it'll just. Then you pull it tight.
This doesn't make any sense.
Around the
Moving on.
Limbs,
Isabel.
and then you get an arm in there and another arm, and then the last leg you gotta throw it up and catch it by the other toe, and throw your arm into that pant leg and catch the toe, and then pull it out, and then you zip it up, and then flip it, and then catch it, and then the baby laughs. Don't do any of that.
I don't know the. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah, don't do that.
So. Can't get Hazel to stop crying, and Isabel's like, yo, she's not hungry, she's gassy, you need to burp the baby.
Gassy babies are assholes.
Right. So Alana is just like,
how'd you fucking know this?
And she's like, I mean, I've been babysitting forever, it's the thing. She's still telling her, like, just let me, this would be a lot easier.
And she's like, I can't this is a decision about our kid. I can't make this decision to let some ghost bond without talking to my husband. And your husband's about to die.
Right. But I kind of respect her. Like, I would kind of be in that same situation. I'm not going to make this decision without you. You better not fucking die before we make this decision.
You know, don't ghost our kid without talking to me first.
Ghost our kid.
Unless,
don't put the ghost in the
Unless it's a cool ghost.
No, I mean, well, how did you... You don't know. You don't know
immediately.
Maybe it's a horror.
Maybe it's going to tear the baby's urethra out.
Right.
Or spine out through its urethra. Okay, so we cut to a new character. A
terrifying character that we've already met.
I like to forget.
Oh, man.
It's the Stalk. She's running. She is running from some warthogs, Bebop and Rocksteady are right on her tail.
And doo-wop, and then she calls
shooting at him, and
the Will.
The Will's like, no, the Will gets the phone call. I'm never answering. I'm never talking to that bitch again. And Lion Cat tells us, dude, you're lying.
You fucking dummy.
So we know that the Will loves the Stalk. That's clear at this point to me.
There's some sort of history, right? There's no way that he has that much passion and hatred for someone that he wasn't involved with.
And it must have happened more than once because Lion Cat knows that this is a lie because he's telling himself a lie, and it's like nothing. So the Stalk is asking for help. This is the person that the Will swore they'd never even talk to again, but the Stalk is asking for help on a planet, and
well, I mean, they're both after Alana and Marco, right? So she's like, hey, they got away from me on my own. Let's team up. And he's like, fuck off with that. No.
It's like, because they all knew she was going to win.
Yeah.
Because if there's a bounty and there's any competition, she's winning.
The Stalk is, yeah.
But the Will's over on Sextillion, so
just
he's not helping right now. He's on Sextillion. Back to our girls in the cave.
So
there they are.
We learned something new.
Snow.
Right. We learned something new that the horrors can do is that they're creating the mirage, right? They're the ones.
There's fires, there's monsters.
Right. And that's all the horrors are doing basically. They're not actually
ripping urethras. No urethras.
No, they're just
no urethras were harmed in the making of this.
Which is I think is fucking rad. So they're not actually doing damage.
It's
they're
very
just,
Doctor Who-ish.
Yeah, beautiful. Anyway,
you can defeat armies by tricking them.
Right.
It's the Trojan horse. Like the reason they won that war is because they tricked them. So imagine if we put even more work into being intelligent instead of being strong.
Yeah, or
because
conserving the way things were. I've never understood that. Why wouldn't you want to move forward in
progress?
Anyway, so Alana's getting pretty desperate here because she starts asking questions. She's like, "Okay, listen. Okay, is it gonna hurt? I need to know." Like, and Isabel tells her it won't hurt her until the day it ends, which is basically, her
when
soul.
Does it end?
Her soul, when her soul ends and leaves her body, that's when it's going to hurt.
So so that means it's a lifelong bond.
Yes. So she's bonded to Isabel until...
Ooh, and we get a voiceover.
Yes.
Rich kids get nannies, the rest of us get babysitters. And now we know that her first babysitter, the first person to ever take care of her that wasn't one of her parents, is this ghost teenager who's bonding with her for a lifetime.
I love that Isabel is just so natural about it. Like, Alana finally agrees and she's just like, sweet. And
just something that just popped in my head. In Hazel's life, there are 3 people who are their entire existence is now dedicated to protecting her. So it's like that trinity that every religion uses. Like,
wow, that's a unique perspective. Yes, because we have one
the Father, the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Ghost, or the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Yeah,
in Christianity.
I mean, that's
I'm sure there.
Yeah, there are parallels.
Yes, I know there
between
but I can't
all religions. Yeah, it's typically the Trinity. There's some sort of Trinity happening.
Because balance isn't just this or that. It's this or that.
This
or that. It's and really it's probably just it's like a spirograph of life that you have to balance all these balance tips, and that's
So that's pretty much it. She's like, listen, you're not going to regret this. And Marco's like, he's pretty much dying, but kind of coming to, right? Because Isabel helped out. And then he's still kind of out of it. And
he's mumbling some last words.
And Alana's like, Marco, I'm here. And
tell Gwendolyn I love her.
And then Alana's just like, who the fuck is Gwendolyn?
It's like, I mean, that's the only question to ask at that moment.
Right? Like,
you just gave
if
up
you've
your
never
daughter
heard
for this. You let an alien monster ghost
bond with your child
to save this dude.
And he's throwing out other people's names? Excuse me, what?
Gwendolyn.
Which, I hate that name, by the way, I'm sorry. I like the name Gwen. I love the name Gwen, but I hate the name Gwendolyn.
The ghost spider.
Like, I love Gwen Stacy so much, but the name Gwendolyn just irritates me. It's interesting.
You should spell it with a Y.
There's other names that I have, like, I like the shortened version, but not for me. I hate it.
Jonathan.
No, I hate Jonathan. I don't think that's a cute name. Sorry, Jonathans. Go by John.
What about
I hate the name
Patrick.
No, I don't like the.
You don't like Pat? It's Pat.
No, neither.
I used to love the show It's Pat so much. I watched that movie over and over again.
Interesting. Anyway, that is the end of chapter 3. I'm cutting you off at Pat. We're not talking about that.
I used to love SNL movies. So our kid was talking about how cringeworthy SNL movies were, and they're right. But I loved them. I looked forward to Superstar or Night at the Roxbury.
Oh yeah, I guess I loved those, but definitely do not love them now.
Oh no, they do not hold up. We tried to watch The Brothers Solomon, which we love Will Forte and Will Arnett.
That the fuck is a baby cage? Best line of that movie.
Okay.
That's all you need to hear from it.
I jumped ahead. You were trying to wrap this up. Love it. It's exciting. We get backstory. We learn that that there are repercussions for the big ass war that's going on, and
I like seeing the class, like obviously class comes into play here. That parallel you pulled out with religion is pretty rad. I'd like, it's kind of cool to see it. I mean, it will be cool to see if it plays out, you know, more parallels.
Every character in this gets humanized in this issue. Every single character gets humanized. Maybe not Lion Cat yet, but actually no, Lion Cat's like, dude, you're being a dick about like calling his friend out.
It's so crazy how this cat, I mean, and you'll see as we progress through the story. All that it says is lying. It just says lying, but you can pick up on its sarcasm. You can pick up on it being serious. It doesn't
have to say lying.
A warning, or like you just pick up on it. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
So we get Ilana is, her humanity comes in from, she's stubborn. She is stubborn. Oh, that she has a way out, and she is also
she's fucking dedicated. Strong too. Like that woman, she's gonna figure out a way to save her family, and I mean maybe that's why I'm so fucking drawn to this woman. Is I'm gonna do whatever it takes, and I always have. Like I always pull through for my kids and figure out a way to make shit work for them, and for us as a family. Like I'm so proud of that.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing.
But I feel like most people can relate to one character in the story in one way or another, and the character development and just the story and the creativity, I feel like it can bring a lot of people peace and understanding in our world. Like it's beautifully written.
Isabel, she shows her humanity because.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're talking.
No, we're gonna jump around, go off on where as much as you want on any of them. Isabel, she goes in and she should hate these people. These two people were fighting a war on her planet. That's why they are there.
Yeah, it's interesting. You take her as so innocent. She is a teen, but I think a little bit of her humanity, right, is the fact
self-preservation.
That she wants to get the fuck out of there. Like she's trying to save herself in some way, and that's what we're all trying to do. Like we're just trying to save ourselves in some way and be okay through it all. Anyway, that would be a torture to be
stuck on
to where you were murdered. Like,
but the thing that really, the reason I thought of her as so innocent, even though she is doing something that's self-preservation-y, these other kids are also stuck there, but they aren't willing to give these two people a chance.
Oh yeah.
But she sees something.
So interesting. Didn't we talk about Snape earlier? And you're like, fuck that guy. He doesn't get a second chance. Why?
It's not that he doesn't get a second chance. It's just that he's an asshole, and nobody ever talks about that. Everybody just says, "Oh, always," and then.
Yeah, that's because that's been my argument all along.
Oh no! He was saving Harry, but he was still being a fucking dick. Like if that was the human school, that kid would have been this entitled little brat. Shows up at school and expects everything to be handed to him because his parents were. His parents.
That's not what I was.
I
guess that's Snape. Yeah.
I mean, Harry doesn't do a damn thing in the entire series, until the very end, and then he puts his hand on someone's head. That's all. Oh, and he sits there and watches as Dumbledore drinks some poison, and then sits there and watches the school bully murders the headmaster.
Peter. Do you have a problem with Harry Potter?
It should be about Hermione. Or Neville Longbottom. Or Ron Weasley. 3 vastly more interesting characters.
I would want to hear Luna's story.
Actually, Harry, where he came from, it's pretty...
Dude, yeah, I connected with Harry.
I just don't like... If you're the chosen one, I'm not going to like you. Like, what? You're better than us because you're chosen?
Yeah, that's exactly how Harry is portrayed.
Yeah, you're better than everybody. No, get all the credit, even though Hermione's doing all the work and Ron's sitting on that stupid fucking horse in the chess game. He doesn't have to be on that horse. Prince Robot's showing his humanity by losing his shit. The Will and the Stock. She's
They're
like
so in love.
asking for help, and the Will is. The Will this would benefit him to go help the Stock, but he's such a stubborn asshole that he's gonna sit there on Sextillion eating his cereal.
I'd like to know that it's Fruit Loops.
I think it looks like Fruit Loops to me.
It's definitely
I think they have
Fruit Loops
in every planet.
Yeah.
And because none of those colors are a fruit. Okay. We've been watching things. I've been trying to read. I've been also, in addition to Saga, trying to read Anxious People because you really want to watch the movie. So hopefully we'll be talking about that soon.
How far are you? Halfway through?
I'm a little over halfway. There's some really interesting things. It's really well written. It's funny. It's interesting.
Where are you at?
Let me see. I gotta every see chapter gives me a new twist that makes sense, but I didn't see coming, and is also earned and
it's
interesting.
So good.
It's like, okay, I see what you did there.
I
do
can't
wonder
wait
why
to
these
watch
people
it
are all assholes. Like,
no,
they're all assholes.
Just, it's so good.
Okay.
I mean, people are assholes.
But there is a movie on Netflix that we're planning to watch.
So, no one spoil it for them, please, because, I'm getting you even more hyped about it because you're taking so long to read it.
We have also been watching AP Bio, reruns of AP Bio to fall asleep.
We haven't even finished
it, but we need to get caught up.
Yeah. So Peacemaker, learning that dance is going to be super fun.
I've tried a few times.
I mean, I kind of tried with you, but you did them in moments that I was feeling like shit, so I was like, I'll at least do the motions with you versus
like a bag of shit.
So we're learning Peacemaker dance. There's one part in the beginning opening.
The videos we could see the guy doing the moves.
What do you mean?
The star of the show, like, he's there, but I can't.
Oh God.
See him doing
the moves. Wow. The star of the show happens to be John Cena.
What? I just wish I could see. That's all I'm saying.
Clever.
It's such a good show. I think we have one more episode to be caught up, but it's really fucking good.
No, we've stayed caught up.
It is up there as one of the best comic book shows that I've ever seen, and this is a character that I've never even heard of.
It. But I want to go back to the opening dance
from the movie,
because
Suicide Squad.
I'm obsessed with choreography for some reason. Like, I'm not a good dancer or anything, but I love. It's amazing what people can do with their bodies.
They all have the same choreography, but they all look different doing it.
Yeah, but there's the FBI agent just does this one move, and she is just so into it. And we both pointed out, and we're just like, ooh, she is in it. She is grooving. And I think that's why we like the opening so much is, even though it's a choreographed dance,
I don't think they're actual dancers. They're just
no, they're
actors,
not.
Right?
They're just having a good time with it, and like some of them get into it, and like the backup dancer, and oh God. Anyway,
Ray, the guy from Schitt's Creek, is a janitor, and he's in the show, and he's doing a dance. Is that his name, Ray, the real estate agent?
Oh, that's right.
Door
that's
open
right.
or closed?
Yeah.
We want it closed. You're gonna want it closed. Close the door.
Close the door. Yes. So we do need to watch that one to get caught up. So, but I wanted to talk about the dance at least because we are gonna have a good time with it, and we are having a good time with it already.
So send us your Peacemaker dance. Tag us in something. I don't know why.
Sure. I mean, that might be fun.
Maybe we'll record our progress.
Oof.
That's gonna. I have never learned. The last dance I learned was okay. I have learned 3 dances. One was one that I made up on my football team. It was my celebration dance, and I would just do a thing where I'd shake my butt.
Okay. What's that?
Yeah, that's it. Then I learned the Macarena.
Okay.
And like when the Macarena was new, because for some reason, across America, schools thought it would be the best
Schools
thing in the
all
world
over the country.
to teach.
World?
I don't know. It was from another country, so yeah.
I guess the whole world was doing the
But they were teaching us this dance that was to a song. I think it's about infidelity and a woman cheating on her.
I don't even know.
A woman who cheats on her husband who's away at war or something. Yeah, that's
the American dream.
I mean, yeah. Do we get spoilery on this?
I think we have to. No,
okay, we're gonna get spoilerish.
I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna talk, so there might be spoilers.
You know what? We don't know what happens at the end of this show, so this is gonna be spoilery up to episode 4 or 5. There are 2 episodes left in the show.
And we don't even know. In part
1 of season 4
of the Ozarks.
I guess it's out of the bag finally.
The Ozarks.
Jason
Holy
Bateman.
shit, you guys! It is blowing my mind.
Actor.
And not just Jason Bateman, but all of them. Everyone in the kids are brilliant.
I'm always drawn to the comedians on things.
True. When they, oh man. Okay, so I don't know how in depth. I mean, 4 episodes. We can't talk about all of that. I just want to at least talk about our last night's episode because
somebody big dies. So this is a spoiler.
No one dies.
It's dead. That woman is dead.
That woman is not dead.
That woman died in that driveway.
She did not die. I guarantee she's not dead. She's gonna rise from the fucking. She's not dead.
Well, she sat there and waited until.
Oh, she's just watching. She's just watching the pain. Like she.
Oh, so that's what you think has happened? So Wendy.
She's watching her in agony. She's watching her suffer. I mean, that's.
Wendy Burton is now a monster who will do whatever, literally whatever it takes. We thought that Marty Bird would do whatever.
No, we didn't. Marty was always pretty
human.
Yeah, Marty struggles with all of that bullshit. He really does.
Marty wants to be a daywalker. Like he wants.
Yeah.
But
Wendy's gonna fucking rule the world. That's what Wendy's doing. And listen,
evil woman. I lost.
When Darlene's about to threaten Wendy, and Wendy's fucking had it with this bitch because Darlene took Jonah away.
Yeah.
Basically.
Threatened him before and now actually took him.
And now actually has like brainwashed this kid to like being loyal to her.
Yeah.
And I don't know how in depth Wendy knows Jonah is, but regardless,
she killed the person that he was.
Yeah. So, I mean, Darlene's there to threaten her because the sheriff's gone, right? And Darlene says, or if you come around me, I will whatever. And Wendy
and then she cuts her off.
Fucking loses her shit.
What?
The way
Laura Linney.
She Laura Linney this bitch's ass like so hard.
I'm Laura Linney, and this is
literally
theater.
Literally
this lady
so hard she stumbles backwards into a fucking heart attack, and Wendy just eats that shit up like, this is delicious, I'm gonna watch this happen. You think she's dead. I think she's dead because Laura, I don't think they would kill her off with the way they set up.
You're cutting off, you're ending, you're getting people out of the way.
Not Darlene though. She's too fucking annoying. Like,
true.
I don't think they'd kill her off.
What's Wyatt gonna do?
I think Wyatt's gonna end up killing Darlene.
To save
Ruth.
Okay. Well,
I think Wyatt's gonna come through.
Wendy sits and watches her have a heart attack and sits down. Did we say she goes cross-legged?
No, I mean she sits down and fucking enjoys it. That's what I said. I think
that's important. She goes cross-legged on this bitch. She's like, I'm not just sitting down, because you might interpret that as me helping you. I'm gonna sit down and make it clear that I'm watching.
Oh yeah, and she like maintains eye contact. Like she's like, And it's
then
like the
as
slide,
the credits roll, we hear the phone 911
Darlene slides down. You know, it's just like, oh, Fuck.
At
So good.
First,
so
I
fucking
was
good.
really surprised that she was being intimidated. Like,
I was.
she hadn't. Like, she backed down from somebody. She's losing her shit. Because.
Well, I mean, she immediately goes into a heart attack. She doesn't back
why.
down.
I hate that woman so much.
Oh.
Ever since. And I hate Wendy ever since she stole that baby.
What really made me so disgusted with this woman, and to know, like, how manipulative and evil she was the way she cut Jonah so deep by saying, listen, I can cut a hell of a lot more than just your hair.
Yeah, there's
and
a teenage kid.
The acting on that, the acting that Jonah,
you see the fear on his face.
Well, he starts off like, I mean, he's scared of this woman, right? Like, he knows
Everyone's
what she,
scared. Even the cartel people are afraid
a
of
little,
this woman.
yeah, she's fucking psycho. So, but he is becoming loyal to her, and he wants to, he's a 14-year-old. He wants to please adults. Sorry, that's what teenagers still want to do, even though they're pretending to push their boundaries. But he still wants to please this woman and is terrified of her. I mean, she did torture this kid. So
she kidnapped him, shaved his head, made him think fear for his life.
Yes.
It's torture.
Yes. So, yeah, you see him scared. And then he gets a little more scared. And then she says that line. And it is just pure terror in this kid.
But he goes business from there.
Yep. And he's like, well, my family's fucking doing this. So I guess this terror I have, it needs to be turned into action. And he goes with it.
I think he understood his dad a lot more. Because his dad's the reason they're in the whole thing in the first place, because he made the stupid decision to launder money for the people, and then his partner ripped them off. And
I think that's what this season's setting up, is to show that parallel between Marty and Jonah, and then Wendy and Charlotte. Like, Wendy's proud of Charlotte for the things, the shady shit she's doing, right? Like the way she manipulates Aaron.
Threatening witnesses.
Ooh, and it was so interesting. You said, "What is Charlotte doing this season?" And then we see Charlotte, that episode, like
silencing a witness.
Basically, like, if you ever fucking threaten my family in any way,
by asking questions,
we will come for you. Like, you shut your fucking mouth. And I mean, that's what she's been taught. But you kind of see Wendy's pissed at Marty for being proud of Jonah for doing the shit Marty's doing, right?
The intellectual
and then
criminal stuff.
Marty's mad at Wendy because Wendy's like proud of Charlotte for doing the shady shit and so there's just this whole conflict of family,
and
but
their parenting styles are so in conflict.
Yeah.
Whose do you agree with more on it?
What do you mean?
Out of Wendy or Marty, who's parenting better?
Fuck. Honestly, neither of them have a balance, so I can't agree with either.
It's true,
they're
Marty,
both too far extreme that I'm...
I don't agree with either of them.
I'd probably lean more Marty, but because I'm more... I have a gentler parenting style than... But I also know I lose my shit, and I would fucking lock up the basement so hard, like Wendy does. Like, I would do that stupid shit
to
when
stop
I
your kid from working for your enemy in your basement.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, it's...
I don't get how these people all just forget that the cartel is going to murder them.
Why would this 14-year-old be like...
Yeah,
I'm gonna get involved with the person who is like...
competition, yeah.
Yeah, why would you get involved with...
The competition, who's going to murder...
The competitor of
their product. Side is going to murder them.
Yeah.
Like, in the show, the cartel has just told them to murder these people, and then your child goes to work for those people. Your child is going to get murdered. So, while Wendy's method of yelling at them is definitely not going to work, Marty I
understand. I understand Wendy's losing her shit, because at that point I'd be losing my shit. Like,
absolutely.
I would be grasping for anything, and the way she,
But Marty, you can say a little bit more.
Yeah, the way when Marty
You can do
says to
more than...
Wendy, I think it was the episode prior to this
Oh.
one, but or maybe it was this episode that Marty goes, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm fighting for my family. What the fuck are you doing?" You know, and there's such a disconnect that they both believe they're fighting for their family as hard as they possibly can. But they're nowhere on the same page.
I feel that continuing on their paths, if they go Marty's route, they have a chance of saving their kid eventually. Yeah. Wendy is going to send Jonah deeper into the arms of the enemy, well, until the enemy dies of a heart attack in the driveway.
Well, I mean, she already has, and not to mention, like, she's still trying to manipulate Jonah. And like the whole setup for Ben and she's still trying to make Jonah believe that and honestly, she's grieving her brother. You can see that.
Her brother, who she murdered.
But
had murdered.
And honestly, I think that was probably not only a sacrifice to save her family and probably Jonah, right? And Charlotte. She had to do that to protect her family. There's still something so selfish about it. That it does make Wendy
evil.
So evil. And I think that had that aspect kind of been taken out, I would want Jonah to be able to work past and forgive her. But there's that little twinge of evil that Wendy has behind every... And the way she pulled them both out to... At least, in my opinion, it seems like she is still just... manipulating everyone's moves with her emotion, her stories about Ben, like all of that.
I think Wendy gave up when her lover got splatted in the first season, and from that point, she gave up ever trying to be
anything.
Whatever.
Yeah, why?
She has no emotions anymore. I mean, she has them, but she just decided at that moment that they didn't matter anymore because she had been doing what she was supposed to do.
Yeah.
She'd been raising her family, and her husband got her in a shitty situation. And so now she has to figure out... No.
Yeah. What a fucking story for this one. This dude seriously fucked them up, and look at her rise
to the Ozarks.
I'm saying look at her fucking rise to power. This woman's about to take over the cartel. I'm sorry, that's my vision plan.
That's you. Let's get predictions.
I think that Wendy is going to... I mean, Marty's going to end up fucking dead. I think one of the kids is going to end up dead. And probably Jonah.
I think Charlotte.
Really? Yeah, I guess the way they're setting it up. I love Charlotte, though. I really do.
So, my prediction is... the cartel is...
I think the cartel's going to fall.
Wendy is going to... she's going to rise to power. I think that she comes out scot-free.
There's some... Yeah.
And I think Ruth murders Marty.
Really?
Ruth murders Marty.
No, Ruth won't come back from that.
That's the end of the show. She doesn't need to.
No, Ruth loves Marty.
She's going to be put in a situation. That's what I've thought from the beginning. I've thought...
We haven't talked about Ruth at all. And
Ruth is such a badass character.
Wow.
Just so smart, born into the shittiest lot she could.
Such powerful one-liners.
I don't know shit about fuck.
I mean, yeah, probably the most quoted from the series.
It's
so many beautiful one-liners, but I feel like there's something that really stings her when Marty's disappointed in her.
That relationship between those two is so great. He does it. He is so good at capturing relationships with kids.
Yeah.
Like him and Juno. Like he was so good at that. What is so great about Jason Bateman and his ability to act with teenagers? I guess maybe he gets them. Actually, Bad Words, everything that I've ever seen Jason Bateman in, except for Horrible Bosses. Never mind, there's a few things that I've seen.
Yeah,
without.
yeah.
But he's very good with kids. I wonder if he should have been an educator.
I mean, I'm happy.
He's an entertainer?
Yeah, because he's really good.
But that relationship that he has, that connection that he and Ruth have had since she was a kid on the show, it's just so... he wants the best for this person.
Yeah.
He's not going to put up with
when
bullshit.
He like introduces her to the farm head.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, Ruthling. And it's... There's this sense of pride if you look at Marty, where he's just like, yeah, that's my girl. Like, I've really...
Because he helped her go from a maid who was stealing
and they talked about that. She's like, Marty, what did you think of me when you first met me?
You were stealing. Well, he thought she was clever.
Very clever. And then she tries to, like, downplay herself again. And he's like, again, I thought you were clever. That's why...
You thought I was trash. You only gave me a job because I made you. Yeah, because you were clever.
Exactly. So
whatever makes you you. Like, how do you get honestly, such a positive message from such a terrible things happening on this show? But
it's crazy, right?
It's so good.
Check it
Tensions are rising. There's a new sheriff in town, literally.
Oh, there literally is. I like her. I like that sheriff.
She's fun. I'm hopeful that she might bring. I think she's gonna die, but she might bring Wendy down. She's the only chance of Wendy coming down. Like some random
person coming in. What do you think about this Mel character, this PI agent trying to find?
I fucking hate that guy.
There's something I'm like, why is he here? It's annoying. Like the storyline, I don't like it. I could have
just put Ben under the rug and let it be.
No, I'm not. Honestly, I would have. I could care less. Fuck off with Helen. Like, if she would have just died and I would have never. I don't care about her kids. I'm not invested.
Yeah,
I'm not invested in her husband.
Seen the husband once.
Right. Just fuck off with that. Like, I wouldn't have cared. But it's obviously setting something up. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, why is so much of the story on this Mel character? Mm-hmm. I mean, they even gave the backstory that he's a coke addict. So obviously Marty and Wendy are going to take him down with that in some way.
Of course they are. They are. If they work together, nothing can stop them.
True. Ozark is amazing. What other shows have we been? I think that was it, because we binged
Crazy
the fuck.
Ex-Girlfriend, our kid's been watching that
God.
nonstop. It's a good show. It is such a good show. The
good
music is awesome.
But I'm over it. She listens to it on repeat, y'all.
Of messages, though.
And so many great messages.
Sex positive messages.
I
mental health awareness.
I do end up laughing at all of the jokes when it's on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm like, I'm so annoyed with it, because I sing all the songs. I love all the songs. And I laugh at all the jokes. So, I mean, I guess, if anything, I'm glad she's playing that.
Yeah, so
on repeat.
Let's wrap this thing up.
I think everyone should check out My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, though. I don't think we've talked about it before. It is a great show for mental health awareness. Not only does she struggle with, like, borderline personality and that type of stuff, but everyone on the show has their own story with mental health, and it needs to be talked about. That's not the lyrics, but we'll go with it.
That's good. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you to go check us out on Twitch, where we play some board games.
We're going to be playing a lot of board games, because
follow us.
We have time, and I love board games, so...
follow us on YouTube to see the video version of the podcast, and follow along as we read Saga. So you don't even have to read it. We'll do it for you.
Exactly. We are literally going to be reading into your ear holes.
That's how much
the
we
beautiful
care about
book
literacy.
Of Saga. You're welcome.
And then, like, we'll show the pictures, so you can just look at the pretty pictures.
So.
And then go buy the book yourself.
Yeah, you'll need the book. For sure. The artwork in it is beautiful. All of it is beautiful.
We already spent an hour talking about it, but we're definitely going to spend more hours talking about it. And we could keep talking more hours about Saga.
I could literally talk about like each chapter for a whole day.
Well, let's jade this intro out.
Yeah.
Extra. Let's go. See you later. Love you. Bye.
I'm MJ.
And I'm Pete.
Peace out.
Bye. What are we gonna do?
Hello.
Is this some sort
I'm
of...
MJ. And I smoke Botswana.
Oh no. Did you fire out a motorcycle just now?
Why though? What, like?
Because you... I'm hearing things, Olive. You know what I'm talking about. If everyone puts everything on the world. I'm hearing things, Olive. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody puts everything on the internet for the whole world to see. What is it with your generation's need to put every little thought that enters your head on Facebook? They're not all gems. I'm a little high.
Are you a little high?
I'm gonna try it one more time.
One little high? Listen, just tell the story. You know the story.
That's true.
Stop trying to quote it and tell the story. This is Directing 101, but...
Thank you.
Okay.
You're really
Ready?
good.
Kick that one away again. And here we go.
Hearing things, Olive. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody puts everything online for the whole world to see. Hey, what is it with your generation's need to put everything online? Why do you think you need to share every single thought that enters your head? You know they're not all gems, right? Roman is having an okay day and hopes that the ice cream store still has Coke Zero. Who the fuck cares? Sorry. Look, I guess I wouldn't care so much if I didn't like you so much, but I don't know, fuck this, I'm
too high. Well, I mean, you got further that time, so that was fun.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's do one more. Let's... The real one.
I thought a bird was going to attack me. Okay, so as I was putting my lipstick on, I had that thought. Oh, you know how there's that whole beauty thing, like, that...
It's only skin deep.
I mean, not what I was thinking, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so I was putting on my lipstick, and I had the thought, hey, I remember reading somewhere, or some Instagram post that said, the best lip color for you is the same color as your nipple. So...
Now everyone knows.
No, then I had the thought, what if I had some of my fans send in what they think the color of my nipples are, and then I'll do a match test.
Okay.
And then we'll see like how it looks like. Is this the color tone of my nipple the best lipstick for my face?
So we need to... What we'll do is on your Amazon wish list, we will go on and put the different colors that as options.
Known, I may be very high right now, but it could be fun. It could be fun.
Maybe we'll provide some links to some Sephora colors.
Ooh.
Is Sephora the one you like?
You know what? I watched this video of Rihanna this morning putting on her, like, I think it's called Lemon Drop or something. Lemon Fire lip gloss, and she puts it on, and it's like a 4-segment Instagram thing, and I watched it probably too many times. But let's go with her line, right? Like,
Xfinity, yeah.
Because I want. I mean, she is like my all-time woman, queen, everything. Wow.
I remember driving around in our minivan, blasting some Riri.
M. All right. Get us going, Peter.